Yeah, I mean, are we not intrigued by Coach?
It's just like wild to me that Louis Vuitton let Coach beat them to the launch of cherries.
Do you guys not realize what Coach did was slide in front of Louis Vuitton, get cherries out there, create a buzz, a stir, rake in all this dough. Louis Vuitton, we've got blurry pictures, we've got leaks happening. I didn't know Coach was going to do this. Did you guys know that was going to happen?
Coach is like on the map because of following in the wakes of Louis Vuitton, not only in timing. Literally, it's like they had the same project manager, only the project manager was spending more time on Coach than they were on Louis Vuitton. And that's the reason why there were so many launch issues with Louis Vuitton and less on Coach. Anyway, there's more project managers out there, brands. There's more out there who know what they're. I mean, I'm not really in the market. Anyway. Anyway. Oh my gosh. There is no denying Coach has clout. I want to talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody? It's your girl Kenysha. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're not new, welcome back my loves. Welcome back. So there is now, I feel like no denying that Coach has somehow gained some level of influence and clout because so many people are talking about Coach right now. Would there even be this much excitement about Coach if social media was not the driving force behind the spread and the excitement, the joy that people are feeling right now with respect to the new Coach denim drop, as well as the cherry drop? I find it very interesting, very, very interesting, like the timing, if you will, of Coach's denim and cherries drop compared to Louis Vuitton. I myself was caught by a lot of the silhouettes, the vibes that were coming out of the screen by Coach. So caught my eye about these bags by Coach, especially in the denim, were the similarities to Louis Vuitton. I like a lot of the things that Coach is doing because I like a lot of the things that Louis Vuitton has done. So for example, Coach has like this bucket bag, this denim bucket bag. It's got the drawstring, it's got the handle, it's got the strap, but what else is it? It's vachetta. Coach has the little mini bags, the little mini bag charms, which Louis Vuitton, people, you know, they've been buying the little mini Alma, the little multicolored midi Speedy, the little nano micro size ones. Coach has that. And they have the little handles too, and the little zipper where if you watch like the little bean, you know, she does all those little knickknacks inside those little tiny bags. This is like something right up her alley. Then Coach has the little card wallets. They've got like the little sizes that are the size of like the Chanel OK, the Louis Vuitton mini pochette. Coach has tote bags. Coach has a hobo with a zipper on it that looks like the Coussin to me. The Louis Vuitton leather hobo, Coussin hobo, that's what that hobo looks like to me, only with this beautiful chain. And the zipper that is on the Louis Vuitton carryall but not on the PM, is on the Coach hobo. Then look at this little bag that reminds me, to me, it reminds me of like when Louis Vuitton had the Manhattan bag and they had those little cargo pockets on the front, or even like the utility crossbody bag and they had like the little pockets on the front. This is what it looks like to me, and it's done with vachetta. And then when I look at the Rowan bag, let me tell you what drove my eye about the Rowan bag. Not only is it like the pattern, it's the vachetta. It's the fact that their chaps, they've studied Louis Vuitton's chaps. They've made them puffier. They've like made them look a lot more high end, because what else is there to do except study the next level if that's what you're aiming for? Not only was I drawn to the Coach denim collection, but I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the cherry collection, because I think it was honestly the cherry collection that caught my attention, because the cherry collection is what I was looking at Louis Vuitton. We've all seen the blurry pictures of the Louis Vuitton bags that are similar to the Coach bags, that if there was any interest, if there was a spark inside, deep inside, for me to pick up either Coach or Louis Vuitton cherries, these are the pieces that drew my eye. This little swing bag that is like this little shoulder bag with these cherries on it, I like by Coach. Now, here's why I don't like it. is because it reminds me of the side trunk bag, that little hangover piece on the front that you use as like the closure. I like that it's in red. What I don't like about the side trunk bag is that white one with multicolor, or just any time that I have to use vachetta and it's just hanging over the side. I don't know what is going on with me and sort of like a lot of phallic references, but I don't care for the way that little piece hangs over the side of the side trunk bag to open and close. I'm just saying, I don't care about the look of that. And I feel the same about this little bag that Coach has. And if they both didn't have that feature, I would appreciate it a lot more if it was just like a simple zip closure. So, but I still like it if someone was interested in like either of those cherry bags, because I think they're both cute. Now, the other bag by Coach that I like a lot that reminds me of Louis Vuitton is this. Again, like I'm into like these little cute shoulder bags that are not too crazy heavy, but also fit the essentials. So I like this little hobo bag. It's got this little fold over flap that reminds me of like the little pleaty bag by Louis Vuitton, but it's top handle, and this one is like more of like a little shoulder bag. But nevertheless, for Louis Vuitton, like the little pouch pockets on the front, the little leather patches on the front remind me of the Boulogne. I used to have the Boulogne. So Louis Vuitton, I don't know if they're coming out with a cherry Boulogne, but if they are, I'll try to find the picture. But what they are coming out with, and what they already have, is the Boulogne, and that's what it reminds me of. Now, the cherry bag that Louis Vuitton is coming out that I really can't take my eye off of, but I am reserving my emotions around this. Really pushing myself back against this because of past experience. Can't get rid of those memories. It is the Pochette Ivy Walk. I love this bag. I always think it's so beautiful. Now, what draws me back from these cherry bags is the whiteness of it. Like, I'm not really a user of the demi-mesure print for Louis Vuitton, so I find wanting this design personally to be a little bit off-putting because of the white and because of the pattern. I don't think that it's my vibe. I don't think this is my style, you know, wearing a bag out like this. I feel limited by this pattern for whatever reason. I feel like I would only be able to style it with something white, red, black, maybe jeans blue. I feel limited by this style of bag in general. So for that reason, that's the reason why I probably wouldn't be purchasing it personally. But when I saw the pieces, this is what I want to now move into after talking about like the denim and the cherry pieces, as well as comparing them a little bit to like the Louis Vuitton. Now I want to move into what I find strikingly amusing and interesting and fascinating about Coach in this time. Is I remember recently doing a video and reading that Coach was trying to merge with Michael Kors, Kate Spade, like their two parent companies. Coach's is Tapestry and Michael Kors and Kate Spade's is Capri. Because those are two huge American companies that produce handbags, our American regulator stepped in, the Federal Trade Commission stepped in and said, hold up, pause, time out, Coach. We're not going to allow this merger to go through because it would be anti-competitive. Like, there would not be competitive pricing for you and I, basically. Coach, you would be able to make these American handbag prices however high as you want them to be. Could you imagine? We're already irritated with Louis Vuitton for this, are we not? Coach backs off, Tapestry backs off. They say, okay, fine. We're not going to merge with Michael Kors and Kate Spade. But let me tell you the reason why they wanted to do it. Why they originally filed to try to merge, and what they were trying to argue in court to the FTC was that if they merged, they would then become big enough to compete with Louis Vuitton, to compete with these foreign companies across the sea. They would be able to compete across the sea with Louis Vuitton. The Federal Trade Commission steps in and says, Coach, no, you can't do that. You know, time out. You can't merge with Michael Kors. You can't merge with Kate Spade, because that would create less competition in the American market. That would make it harder for American consumers to buy your bags or Michael Kors bags or Kate Spade's bags, because you'll jack up the prices. All alleged. Entertainment purposes. I'm translating for you guys. Tapestry, they back off. They say, okay, fine. We're not going to buy Michael Kors. We don't need that. Look at what Coach is still doing, is going after Louis Vuitton at their own game. What is this denim collection, this cherries collection? Literally right before Louis Vuitton's Murakami cherries and cherry blossoms. Like, what? It's almost so funny to me because multicolor come out. Everybody literally beats Louis Vuitton into the ground. Coach drops denim. Then they drop cherries. Everybody's all aflutter. For the most part, people are in love. Were there some launch issues I heard? Yes. But nothing compared to the wild storm that was Louis Vuitton multicolor, Murakami multicolor. Not only is the timing suspicious to me because, I don't know, just observant. Not only is the timing interesting, is it not? But the designs are interesting. And I feel very much like this is in direct competition with Louis Vuitton. Not only do I feel like this is in competition with Louis Vuitton, I feel like the designs Coach has rolled out are just better executed than Louis Vuitton. When I was looking at like examples or leaks that of the pictures that were coming out, I was not impressed, you guys. I wasn't impressed, especially with like the crisp crossover of the denim and the cherries. I was like, the only thing I saw that I like was the little pouch, the little key clay with like the little cherries on there. Everything else was just like too much happening. And that's for someone who actually likes patterns, but it was even too much for my eyes to handle. The second thing is I only like a few of the cherry pieces that were in white. We're not sure if I want to deal with those color patterns as well as that white color bag. I don't know what it is about this coming collection, but I'm drawn to it and yet I'm repelled a little bit. So I don't know what that's about. Anyway, switching gears a little bit to Louis Vuitton. Did you all see the new all-in BB bag by Louis Vuitton that they just released? Okay. Who here finds it to be a cute bag? I find it to be so cute. I find it to be cute, cute, cute. So the interesting thing about this new all-in BB bag to me is it reminds me of the Hermes Picotin. Take a closer look at it. Do they not like look the same? They look the same to me. So what I find even more interesting is the dupe bags, the dress up your purse bags, or the dupe bags that eerily resemble both the Picotin and now this Louis Vuitton all-in BB bag. Like, the interesting thing about this is these dupes are at lower price points, okay? And personally, I wonder if the brands are ever going to like sort of notice that the dupes, which are legal because they're not replicas, which are fake counterfeits because they're not counterfeits, are actually starting to take market share away from these brands like Coach, like Louis Vuitton, who say they're fighting back against counterfeits, and yet why aren't they fighting back against dupes? Elements Coach has the Coach Cassie, very close and similar to Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis. Dress Up Your Purse has the Paris 15 bag and are very close and similar in nature to the Pochette Métis and the Pochette Métis East West and the Coach Cassie. I just find it like slightly amusing that Coach is competing with Louis Vuitton and winning in the eyes and hearts and minds of customers. And it's to the point where they're also being duplicated, replicated, copied, counterfeited like Louis Vuitton. Even now, Shein has Coach bags, Coach replica bags coming out, right? Walmart, they have the fake Kelly, the fake Birkin, the Welly, the Workin, right? Louis Vuitton is counterfeited out the wazoo. When do the brands start to look at the dupes and say, even though you're a legal company, we're going to legally go after you guys for copying our designs? Because they're losing market share to counterfeiters and now to these dupe companies. Because people are slowly moving away from Louis Vuitton, I can see them start to move toward Coach because they've already started to move towards dupes and replicas. You know what I mean? In some real way, in closing, Coach to me has gained significant clout in the wake of falling behind Louis Vuitton. In some real way, Coach has managed to pull our attention, right? Swing the eyes of luxury buyers their way. They are a legitimate, bona fide stock market, living, breathing entity, just like Louis Vuitton. They're under their own conglomerate. Tapestry is their parent company. Imagine Tapestry's nerve to want to compete with Louis Vuitton in the first place and to be denied, but to then turn around and still find a way to compete with Louis Vuitton. So Coach has this denim line. They have this cherries line. For whatever reason, I prefer the Louis Vuitton denim line, but I prefer the Coach cherries line better because I feel like Louis Vuitton overdid it with the denim crossover with cherries this year. They hit the nail on the head with the regular denim remix from Marc Jacobs. Coach hit the head on doing denim, but then I also saw that Coach released the denim and cherries crossover, and again, it's just the wrong color combination. The patterns are clashing. I just want to point out that you probably don't want everything that's coming from both of these collections. You might just want to pick and choose like a cute piece here and there from each of those collections. So that would just be my opinion. So I just feel it's just an interesting time for Coach. Right now, I can't say that Coach has persuaded me enough to want to buy their products. The reason for that, again, you have to remember my background is in finance. And so personally, if I don't see an investment opportunity there in terms of real return on dollars, I'm generally not interested in putting my money into something where I don't feel like I get money back from it, or I couldn't hand it down to my kiddos or something like that as an heirloom. Like, I'm thinking more long-term, if you will. When it comes to the way that I like to distribute my dollars, my coins, I don't want to funnel it too much in different directions when I pretty much know the kind of items that I'm interested in. And why I feel Coach is on the rise. And if you're interested in that brand, you should definitely keep an eye on them, especially because Tapestry is on the stock market. I do keep my eye on their stock. However, like I said, Louis Vuitton's stock is higher than Tapestry's. Hermes is the highest of them all. The reason why I think about stocks related to bags and resale value and investment is because I do feel like you can still get a better return from selling a Louis Vuitton bag in the resale market than a Coach bag. And I feel like you can get a better return on selling your Louis Vuitton bag to get money back out of it over the investment of stocks even, except for perhaps Hermes, which over time seems to have only had an upward trajectory path. So a lot of my own personal thinking and feeling is tied to sort of the results that investment can return and do for me, as well as my interest and desire in that piece as more like of an artistic element around me that enhances my life. So it's not for me about just buying Coach because everyone's interested in it or because it's drawn my eye, because I'm not even doing that with the Louis Vuitton cherry. It's really gotta speak to me in so many ways, on so many levels. So that's just some of my interesting observations when it comes to Coach coming out right behind Louis Vuitton, or right behind Louis Vuitton multicolor, right before Louis Vuitton cherries, and sort of grabbing everyone's attention. And interestingly enough, I don't see it translating in an upward incline on the Tapestry stock. And the reason for that is because Tapestry has all these other brands in there where even though Coach may be the anchor, like Louis Vuitton is for LVMH, it might just not be enough push from all of the sales to really create that much of a difference, honestly. That because usually what you want to see is when people are buying things, it should translate to the stock being increased, but I'm just not seeing that happen right now for Coach or Louis Vuitton, but Hermes for sure. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm definitely not giving out any financial advice. You know, sometimes my mind just wanders and we just end up having these little chit chats. So if you made it to the end of this video, definitely want you to drop some money bags down or drop some cherries if you're buying Coach or Louis Vuitton. I'm interested in the conversation. Thanks so much for tuning in and for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. If you haven't already, I hope you liked and subscribed, and please go over, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.
at this. Coach's argument, Tapestry's argument, in their lawsuit, try to take over Capri, Michael Kors, Kate Spade, these amazing, accessible, affordable handbags that people can obtain rather easily, in my opinion. Coach's argument, they want to absorb and merge with those other brands, Capri. It's the dumbest argument ever. There's no competition here in America. Therefore, that should give them the right to buy Capri and Michael Kors so that they can go head to head with Louis Vuitton. This was the Coach's Tapestry's argument. Now, look at what Tapestry Coach has been doing. Coach has been releasing a denim line. Louis Vuitton's been releasing denim lines remixes lately. Who's chasing who? I don't really know. Is it the chicken or the egg? Louis Vuitton announces Murakami's coming back out, and part of Murakami is multicolor, cherry blossoms, and we all know cherries. Oh, look over here. Coach has this amazing cherries collection that they are re-releasing. People love it too, and it's cheaper. Oh my God. And the bags are cute still. And they're leather. Holy cow. Are we not intrigued by Coach? Even though I believe multicolor is also equally pizzazzy, super snazzy, it's still the monogram. It's still the pattern. And cherries by themselves, no offense, I know I somehow have some sort of artistic alignment with Murakami when it comes to the depiction of his artwork and there being multiple ways of seeing things. I view that the same way with cherries and there being multiple ways to view things. And I cannot get behind it. So I'm not buying the cherries. If you can understand what and decipher what I just meant by what I just said there, you are inside the brain of Kenysha. You are there. We are probably like this. I can't get behind that pattern. I cannot. It's not the same for me as Louis Vuitton monogram or multicolor monogram in a variety of colors, which is just playful, fun, and light to me, versus cherries is just like, I associate cherries with so many sexual, if you know what I'm saying, connotations. It's just not for me. I don't even think I would buy any pieces of the cherries collection unless I was buying it and maybe passing it on to someone in my community who wasn't able to secure a piece from the collection. Just if you're interested, let me know, because I might not be interested in something, might not be using something, you just never know. I'm also unequally interested in the Cherry Blossoms collection. You know, again, the flowers for me, the flowers on the first launch of Multicolor wasn't for me. I am not sure why that is, but I deeply anticipate it has something to do with the resale value not probably being where it is for Multicolor. You know, just being honest. If I was ever to release anything, I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just spitballing off the top of my head right now. I don't buy Coach also for the same reason why I don't buy these other varieties of Murakami or Kusama, is for the resale value. It's not there. I just wanted to put that out there, even though I'm intrigued by Coach going head to head with Louis Vuitton. I'm not sure if I see Coach's ability to truly go head to head with Louis Vuitton. I really feel like that is an impossibility for so many people in so many people's minds. Like to pay exorbitant prices for Coach the same way people are reluctant to pay exorbitant for Louis Vuitton Speedies that have increased tenfold in price over the years, right? And people gasp and cringe and turn their nose away from that. You know, they can't handle it. It's like, no, for them. I don't know, maybe there's just like new clientele interested in Coach and Louis Vuitton and these renditions of those designs. That's equally possible. That's entirely possible. I guess we'll see. I'm interested on what do you all think about these cherry drops coming? Are we interested by either brand or designer? I'm curious. Let me know.